Welcome back to this week's Lightning Talk. I will make a brief introduction to TypeScript, its basic types, and the benefits of using them. So first, what is TypeScript? TypeScript is a strongly typed, object-oriented language developed by Microsoft. The main reason behind the development of TypeScript by Microsoft is to make it used in the development of large-scale applications. TypeScript is not a new language. It is a superset of JavaScript. It means that it has all features included in JavaScript, plus some additional features on top. The main advantage of TypeScript is to catch bugs and errors in the code editor before the page is even loaded. Even if we write TypeScript during development, the browser still runs JavaScript. The browser has no idea how to run TypeScript, so you'll need a compiler. Note that there is a command line tool that will compile our TS code for us. To install TypeScript globally, just run the following npm command, and it will give you access to the tsc command, which will run the TS compiler. A quick example. I have TypeScript already installed globally, so I'll just create an index.ts file and write a line of JavaScript just for the example, but that's where all our TS code would be. TS code on its own cannot be run in the browser, so what we do is to use the TS compiler to convert the TypeScript into vanilla JavaScript. I'll use the command line tsc index.ts. It creates an index.js file with all my TS code converted. TypeScript provides basic data types to handle numbers, strings, Boolean, objects, arrays, and so on. You specify the type of data for the variable. It's called type annotation. In the case there is no explicit type annotation, type inference is used. When you initialize and assign a variable in a single line, TypeScript will figure out the type. On the other hand, if a variable is declared with no value, the type will be any, which means any type of data can be assigned. Let me show you very quickly just a few examples on how those type annotation can be used. I create a variable named num, and then I assign a number. Also, I will assign a string. So this is plain JavaScript, and you can see that both values are valid. Now I'll add a type annotation, number, to the variable. It throws an error, just right here. This string is not assignable to type number. You can also create your own type. Just to give an example, I create a type color, which can be a string, or I can also assign very specific values using union types. Only those values will be considered valid, primary or secondary. So let's have a variable called A, type color, and I will assign green. If I assign green, it will throw an error, but if I change to primary, it works. This allows you to be very specific and avoid assigning values to variables that are not supposed to be. In the case of objects, let's say we have two users objects for which we want the same exact shape. So to make sure they use the same format, in TypeScript we can use an interface to enforce the shape of an object. In this case, we create an interface called user and assign it to our objects. The editor will tell you right away where there is an error. So those are just a few examples to show one of the main benefits of TypeScript, static type. If you want to know more about the different types, I recommend to visit TypeScript's official website. So why are we using types? As said earlier, static typing allows you to catch error earlier in the debugging process. The other good thing is that it's optional, so you only have to use the static typing when you think it's beneficial. Also, TypeScript is smart. It knows about the different properties and methods that every type has. So if we refer to properties or methods that don't exist on a value, it will display an error. It has also a great tooling support with IntelliSense. IntelliSense provides active hints as code is added, and the code editor presents all the methods that is available and what they expect as arguments. Another advantage is the ability to compile down to a version of JavaScript that runs on all browsers. You can easily add a tsconfig file with compiler options and choose the JavaScript version you want your code to be converted into. ES3 is the default, but you can set it to ESNext, for example, and it will target the latest supported ES version. TypeScript is mostly used with Angular. Angular is entirely TypeScript based, but it also has a very good integration with React and Vue.js. TypeScript is a good option if you want to develop large coding projects. When well implemented, the structure of the object-oriented programming language keeps the code clean, scalable, consistent, and simple to debug. Well, thank you very much, and if you have any question, please feel free to post them in the YouTube comments section of this video.